Rise and shine, Critter Crew! I've got a big surprise for all of you!
Is it a tasty apple or a new sketchbook?
Of echo right now, so that's probably not a good sign, but I'm here because I couldn't do the stream on Tuesday, so we could continue our story. And I'm hoping we're just going to read some 3 chapters, and then on my other channel, I'm going to start a stream in Spanish. So, yeah. Anyways, let's recap a little on what are we doing right now. Let me get the music a little down. And oh my gosh, it's because I just hear myself double. I'm so sorry if this is going to be. I don't know if this is going to be a good idea, but I think it's hearing it's for you. It's fine. So if in the recording is fine, then everything's fine, right? Right. Anyways, so we are on our second fan fiction that is called Changing History. We stay in chapter 6, so we're going to go to that. We're going to go to there. So last time, now it's a recap time. Um, we are reborn on My Hero Academia. Oh my gosh, we have. I think I remember a shadow quirk, and of course we are friends with Midoriya and almost with Kachan, but he starts being a little bitch. So we're going to have to deal with that. Anyways, let's continue. I remember I had a lot of fun on the last chapters. So again, if you're going to read this on your own pace, I will be putting the links in the description below for you to support the original creators. With that said, let's turn the music off and start this adventure. Chapter 6, Heroes Together. You're 6 the first time you see a big shot in action. You would be thrilled if it was an Endeavor. Your parents, who are still convinced that you're a hero fangirl, technically you are, although it's a bit more complicated than that, immediately drag you through the crowd an elbow without mercy anyone who steps in their way. They're probably hoping for you to show some childish excitement, like any other kid in your situation, but you're not an actual kid, and Endeavor isn't your favorite hero. Okay, let me just. Oh no, this is going to. There are just 2 options. It's going to be so well, or this is going to be so bad. Okay, you give you give no fucks about his redemption arc. There's no redemption for abusing your wife and kids. What sort of twisted message was the anime trying to send? Hey kids, if your dad beats you and your mommy up, he still deserves forgiveness. No, he doesn't. You can still upset Katsuki's redemption because he's 15 and has a lot of time to mature, but Endeavor is a fully grown man and should have known better. He can't just woke up from his assholeness at 50. You respect his strength as a hero. It's really bad as an aspiring, but it doesn't make him any less of a dick. As if proving you right, Endeavor was has just pushed a kid asking for an autograph with the harsh words of move, you're in my way. Figures, you snatch your teeth, can't even bother to show the most basic human decency. And to a child, not at least. This, the poor kid looks crushed. Never met your heroes at his finest. His warm brown eyes are wide in disbelief as if he just saw a ghost, drop of sweat rolling down his tiny cheeks. And holy fuck, that's Yorashi Inasa. You don't know what comes over you? Maybe it's the ever present feeling of belonging in a stormy wind at your fingertips, but you immediately make a beeline in him. What are you supposed to do? Meet your Arishi Inasa and not introduce yourself? As if. It's been some time since your canon magnet skills worked this well. You maybe caught a glimpse of a really young Hawks once, but you can't be too sure. And you're not about to let a chance escape. You crouch down to take a slate of this. Is it wood? Why doesn't he have a notebook like normal people? And hold it towards him with a gentle smile. Hello, my name is Athena King. No, King Athena. It's very nice to meet you. Please take care of me. Your parents observe from the sidelines, bewildered at your sudden interest in the boy. For normal children, this exchange will be quite natural. They're bored, see someone around their age, and decide to break the ice. But you're not no more child, and you've never done it before. Don't worry about Endeavor. You give the stink eye and at the flaming man, who is too far to see you anyway. He's not very polite. Yeah, the kid mumbles. He looks still shaken up. That's his moment, after all, where he realizes that not all heroes are how he envisions them, that the world is just a little less innocent than he thought. You're wondering where you really caught him in a bad moment, when his lips within a huge grin and he bows with much more passion than you ever did. He doesn't hit the ground yet, but it's a close call. Nice to meet you. My name is Yoarashi Inasa. It will be my honor to take care of you. You blink. You're not sure you're supposed to reply, but you'll take it. It was cute. I was hoping to get his autograph, he said, turning towards Endeavor's retreating back. I admire his strength as a hero, but his eyes cloud over. I don't like the way that he looked. I don't like that he had. Yeah, you know, Samali, there are better heroes out there. Ina's grin seems to glow. You like heroes too? I love them. They're full of passion. I want to be a great hero one day. Plus ultra. Holy shit, you have no idea what you were getting into when you spark a conversation with him. He's far too excited. Your introvert self doesn't have a lot of energy to keep up. Abort mission, too much effort required. Abort mission. Yeah, I don't really know if I'll be a hero. It would be nice, I guess, saving people, but also dangerous. Don't worry! Yorashi gives you a pat on the back so strong that you almost fall on your knees. Heroes always protect each other from danger. Fighting with friends and passion, and passion, of course, makes a hero invincible. You blink slowly and think back at the camp in the forest, too muscular. Izuku couldn't possibly defeat him, but he did. He did it for Kora. If he gave it if he gave it his all in the sport festival for his friends, even for people he didn't know, Shinso, Hatsume, they're always trying their best, and that made him want to do it too. I see, you nod, a spark in your eyes. You're right, Yorashi's Yorashi-san. Heroes always protect each other. Yorashi-san? His mouth's open in a oh of surprise. You barely have the time to blink, and he's bowing again, forehead grazing the ground. Oh no, I'm not worthy of such respect. Please call me Nasakun. Worthy of such respect? Why does everybody why does nobody talk like a kid here? You're a six for fuck's sake. You should be getting a ground pronunciation on simple words. I'm an adult reporting a kid's body, but what's your excuse? That's too much too informal. You wrinkle your nose. I would be disrespecting you. Please accept me. Please accept my request, Yorashi-san. I could never, he insists. You're both bowing now, neither wanting to raise their head first. I have not shown myself as worthy of respect yet. I wish for you to call me Inazakun. Your parents eavesdrop, watching the particular show. It seems their daughter found another Manners weirdo to bond with. Yorashi-san, nobody's nobody can see it since since you're keeping your head down. But your jaw is squared stubbornly. I find you plenty worthy of respect. You're going to be a great hero, he gasped, and bows even lower. This time you can feel the distinctive sound of forehead stretching the pebbles. Your parents gave at the kid. He's even crazier than you. Thank you, thank you, Athena John, he exclaims. Your confidence has given me more determination to fulfill my dream. That's exactly what I want you to call me, Inasa. We're friends after all, aren't we? You widen your eyes. A gas exists in your lip as you involuntarily rear your head up. Your Rush apparently has some kind of sensor because he seems to know he's won without seeing it. He gets up too, a red patch on his forehead where he has been slammed against the ground. Well, you stammer. I mean, you're not much used to the idea of friendship anymore. In your new life, the word friend has acquired a much deeper meaning than before, and you can 100% say only Izuku is your actual friend. Especially because, being mentally older than your peers, you found it very difficult to insert yourself in the world of childish social cues. I mean, yes, you lastly let out. Yes, of course, we're friends. Hinase grins so white and bright he looks like the sun. He's so extreme. He doesn't talk, he shouts. He doesn't walk, he runs. He's just constantly doing everything at the maximum level of energy. And it's a bit disorienting, but also funny, and honestly, endearing. Besides, maybe next to someone so enthusiastic will do you some good. You're kind of mellow, most of the times. Not your fault, the situations you usually find yourself into don't require your maximum attention. They are stupid from an adult's point of view. Perfect! Yurashi laughs. Thank you, Dina-chan. Why is he thanking me? Yes, of course, Inasa-kun. You mumble. It's foreign on your tongue. The only other person you're referring in such close way is Izuku. But you know him for 3 years by now. It's a completely different matter. Yurashi lights up like a Christmas tree, though, so you get it's fine. You could just, you could just, you could get used to it. Awesome! He shouts. Then let's become great heroes together, all right? I told you I'm not sure yet. Don't worry about danger. As your colleague, hero, and friend, I'll protect you. He shoots his fist up into the player. Plus Ultra! You gape at him. He's going too much. He's going much too fast. We met 10 minutes ago. I get the kid socialized easily, but what the actual fuck? But being here is such a passionate thing, Yorashi keeps ranting. I can't wait to grow up and get into a hero school. Oh, what's your quirk, Athena-chan? Mine is Will. I can, like... He waves his hands and a soft breeze makes your hair flutter. It's great compared to what he'll one day be able to do, but still impressing. Whoa, you breathe out. That's a really cool quirk, Inasa-kun. You channel your inner Izuku for a second, thinking about how excited he would be to analyze Yorashi's quirk. That reminds you of how he reacted to your quirk. Pages upon pages of hero analysis for the future. Oh, dedicated to detailed drawing of. Oh my gosh, what's the color? I haven't defined that yet. Oh no! Let's say purple. Because right now I have purple hair. Here is the gift to the detailed drawing of a purple hair girl. And that also reminds you that you haven't answered his question yet. Oh, mine is called shadow manipulation. You went to register with your parents the very day you awakened it, but you weren't expecting for the guy to ask you to name it. You were 4, for God's sake. That was the first name that came to your mind. Not very creative, I know. Name King Athena. Quirk shadow manipulation. She can manipulate hers and other things' shadows. Drawbacks. If she uses it for too long, her shadow can lose all links to her and run away. And it's very difficult to catch. Whoa! Inasa balls his hand into his fist as you explain your quirk in a clipped voice. That's very powerful, Athena-chan. I guess you're stronger in the darkness then. There are pros and cons, you shrug. In the darkness, people can't see, so if I hide in my shadow, I become invisible. While in the light, people can still easily see my shadow, even if the physical body disappears, and track me based on that. On the other hand, darkness works both ways. I can't see their shadows either, and if I don't see them, I can't control them. And Illuso looks like an overexcited puppy. What does controlling mean? Well, like you look down at his shadows, eyebrows furrowing in concentration, immediately answer to your call, as if it belongs to you, although it doesn't. With an effortless ease to born from practice, you pull slightly and Inasa stumbles. Like that. Although physical movements aren't necessary to activate the simplest part of your power, huh? If it helps you to envision the action in your head, if you squeeze, you, you keep him still. If you push, you throw him forward. If you pull, you make him fall. And if you concentrate just a little more and do any kind of gesture, he will copy. You're basically a mix of, of Shikaramu from Naruto, Geiko of Moria from One Piece, and Peter Pan. That drawback, though, Inosuke puts his hand on his chin, eyes lighting up with a spark of pondering. What does it mean that your shadow leaves? Aggravation paints itself on your face. Exactly that. The first time your shadow severed her bounds to your body and ran off, you were flabbergasted. You've never imagined the drawbacks to your quirk could consist in that. But when the little shit but when the little shit turns towards you and stuck out her tongue before sprinting away, fuck, if she wasn't a part of you, you could have choked her. It took you hours to track her down to the nearby park. And as the time went, you felt more and more faint. When you finally caught her and wave of relief crashed down onto you. No, on you. You didn't know how far the effects could go, but if it wasn't so far stretched to imagine that if one day she managed to disappear for good, like she seemed very eager of doing exactly, like Pierce pant, you would die. But that's something you would rather not think about. If only I could find a way to disconnect her from me on my will, you mumble, unaware of your ashy eyes stuck on you. I could use her for many goals, to distract my enemies or relay messages to my allies, although she doesn't talk. I've never heard her, at least, but she has my memories, so she could somehow convey to concept at someone. You are interrupted by Inasa's booming laugh. How can his voice be so deep? She's a child. And your cheeks heat up when you realize you've been rambling. See? Yorashi smiles gleefully. How can you say you don't know whether you want to become a hero when you're so passionate about it? For a second, oh my gosh, that was the alarm. Oh, for a second, you think he's about to strike a pose, but your poor brain's mercy, he doesn't. It's not that, you mumble bashfully. It's just, I look at the habit from a friend. I took the habit from a friend. It doesn't mean that. No, Inasa apparently denies. It's passion. This time, he does strike a pose. Inasa's parents show up at some point in your conversation, which has evolved into a very heated debate over who would win between All Might as his half strength and best genius if they fight inside at a genius shop. Huh. And they start chatting with yours, like all parents do. It seems they're equally surprised about their son socializing so easily. It's not that Yarashi isn't open to new friendship, more so that he's a bit too extreme. Some kids get pretty weirded out. What a coincidence! Father laughs. Our wonder child is the exact opposite. You let out a chalice. But having your parents meet is the best course of action. Since being sick, neither of you has a phone. In as a grants you can call any of his parents' phones, whatever. But you know yourself enough to realize you're going to have a very hard time finding the courage to. It's not that you don't want it's not that you don't think the future hero would appreciate your call. More like you're so awkward sometimes. What if you bother him? Even worse, what if you bother his parents? It's their phones. You and Inasa should use to chat. So what if you catch them while they're having an important work call or a family movie night? Or literally any any of the numerous instances in which your call would come as an annoying breach of privacy and make them reconsider giving your number in the first place. Yep, that's some adult thinking there. The moment you arrive home, Mother's phone starts ringing intensely. She gives a glance at the screen, smiles, and holds it out to you. It's your friend, sweetie. But you stare quizzically at the object. We parted barely half an hour ago. She chuckles. He must really like talking to you then, right? You nod numbly and accept the call. Immediately, your Rashi's passionate voice floats into your eardrums. Athena-chan, I was thinking, couldn't All Might destroy the whole shop with a smash before Best Genius can use any of his stress to his advantage? They're both very fast, but he goes on ranting and ranting. His parents' voices intervene a couple times, suggesting in hushed whispers to ask you, how are you? Or are you free right now? To avoid bothering you. Too engrossed in his own speech, Yorashi never replies. And after a few other tries, his parents give up with an expected sigh. A fond smile opened your lips. Maybe Inasa's passion can truly do you some good. Oh, you. I really like to approach him, but what if I come as weird? Besides, we could probably talk for a few minutes at most. At most. Inasa. Oh, you like heroes too? That's great. I'll be your best friend for the rest of the story. You. Wait a second. Oh, that's me. I love Inasa. There isn't really a reason. I just do. He seems like a good friend to have since he's so enthusiastic. He is indeed. No, no way. No way we're meeting him. Okay, chapter 7 Autograph. You are 8 when you meet Aizawa again. He's walking down the street, flanked on one side by a young present Mike with a different hairstyle and the other by a very gorgeous midnight. This time, you do ask for his autograph, because if you wasted another chance, you would become an absolute shame to the Sawa Sims community. He looks confused, blinking his sunken eyes, and throws a questioning glance on his two friends, who, on their part, appear to be absolutely elated that someone is asking for Shota's autograph. Are you sure you want my autograph, my autograph, kid? He asks, his hair tied back in a ponytail, but he still brings his hand to his head, as if to run it through it. Not theirs. He points at Midnight and Mike, who are clearly about to protest when you reply. Well, I will love their autographs too, if it's fine by them, but yours first. Oh my gosh. You are staring very hard at your feet, cheeks burning and hands squeezing into fits. It's something so incredibly out of your comfort zone. But it's Eraserhead. It doesn't help that you can hear your parents fawn over you for a few for a few feet of distance. They agree to leave you to some privacy to meet your heroes, snapping hundreds of photos. Well, I saw what trails off. Come on, Shota! Mick grins quietly. It's your first fan! Write her best autograph ever! Yeah! I'm the first one? You mumble to yourself. People truly know. People truly have no taste. You murmur it to keep it private, but Midnight hears you and promptly dissolves into a peal of laughter. You get so flustered steam comes out of your ears. What is it, Nimuri? Mike asks. What did the little fan say? You shoot her a pleading glance as that is asking, please, please, no. And she acquaintance with a teasing chuckle. Nothing, nothing, she said. But Shota, I think you should give her that autograph. She's a true fan. Aizawa grants something in response. He looks pretty out of his comfort zone too. And that at least reassures you a little bit. You're not the only antisocial freak of this situation. You're really sure, kid? He asked again. Yes! You bow even lower, clenching your eyes shut, breathing in and out, in and out. I would be honored to receive your autograph, Razorhead sound. If it doesn't bother you, of course. His face is quite clearly telling you, yes, it bothers me. But he scratches his cheek and replies, not without some embarrassment. No, of course not. Do you have a paper and pen? You hold you hold them out to him, hands trembling of excitement, and when his finger brush yours for a second, you think that maybe the age difference is not too big. Oh no. No, you're right. It definitely is. Here's my kid body. Oh my gosh. He scribbled something of on the piece of paper. Mike and Midnight spying over his shoulder and cooing all the way. They're behaving really similar to your own parents, a few steps behind you, and Aizawa looks exactly as vexed as you feel. You wouldn't be surprised if Midnight straight up took a camera and took a picture of the moment. Maybe she's going to ask your parents for theirs when this ends. God only knows where they're snapping enough photos for the last to last for a lifetime. All other thoughts fly up to your head when Aizawa gives you back the piece of paper with a scrub. Erase ahead. Go on with your life and don't die, I guess. That's the most perfect autograph. Go on with your life and don't die, I guess, kid. You sweat drop. That's pretty much in character. Thank you very much. You bow. You have almost never raised your head in the whole meeting. Sorry for bothering you, Eraserhead-san. Just call me Aizawa. He grunts. I don't be I don't even like the hero name. He chose it for me. He points at President Mike, who promptly shouts, Huh? What are you saying, Shota? With a betrayed expression. Aizawa ignores him. Yes, by now your face is possibly overheating. Aizawa-san. Oh no. Aizawa nods or something. You can't really see him. You're still staring at your feet. Then, following Midnight and President Mike's encouragement gestures, he puts an awkward hand on your shoulder and pats it very slowly. You're fangirling so hard inside. You have to hold yourself from shaking. Ooh, Midnight gasped, giggling like the worst kind of troublemaker. Shota, look! Those are your little fans' parents. She points behind you where your parents are still snapping pictures and shoots a sideways teasing look. Why don't you let them take a picture of you two? It would be so cute. Your heart thunders in your ears, having a picture of you and Aizawa. For the first time, you raise fully your head looking at Midnight in a way you hope you conveys the absolute adoration you feel her at the moment for having suggested such a thing. She just winks, as if silently replying, I know. You decided you love Nemuri Kayama right then and there. Aizawa doesn't look as pleased. I'm sure her parents are very busy, but your parents are the absolute best parents of the year because they immediately pause next to you the second they hear midnight suggestions and give the three heroes beaming smiles. We would be honored, Mother claims. Our daughter is really enamored with you, sir. At this point, you don't even care that for this embarrassment. You can see a sour reserve scramble under the combined weight of you, your parents, Midnight, and Person Mike enthusiastic grins, and he lastly groans and bows his head as if surrendering to the request. I really don't care much for this. Thanks. But if it makes you so happy, absolutely overjoyed as I was on. you grin in, you grin up at him, finding the courage to look at the man in the eyes. He lets us aside. He lets out a sigh that seems to ask, how the fuck did I end up in this situation? Before nodding and walking next to you, he proceeds to just stand awkwardly a few inches of distance, showing the most realistic example you ever seen of a dead fish face. Put an arm around her shoulder, President Mike whispers. I know she whispers. Put an arm around her shoulder, President Mike whispers, which for him means that he's just talking at the normal volume. That that's what you do when you take a puck. That's what you do when you take photos with fans. Oh, even better. Midnight schools. Pick her up. It'll look cuter that way. Shut up. I saw her girls glaring daggers at them. But he does. Very, very awkwardly, put an arm around your shoulder. At the wild muttering curses that no child should hear, you don't hear them. You're much too engrossed with squealing silently because holy shit, he's got an arm around your shoulders. And your parents snap something like 20 pics in the span of a second. Well, it was a real pleasure, little fan. Prison Mike ruffles your hair as they have. After all, so you got their autographs because you're greedy. and you may bow at him with the biggest smile, the biggest anime background sparkles you can muster. Feel free to call us whenever you like. And that's midnight. Feel free to call us whenever you like. Midnight creams kissing your forehead. Especially Shota. I never gave her my number. Isawa points out. None of us did. the woman just giggles. Then walk away, leaving you in the daze as you go all over what happened in the last minutes. Midnight kisses you on the forehead. Present Mike ruffle your hair. Erase a head, put an arm around your shoulder. You can die happy, kid. oh my god. Oh. Later at home, when, after a very careful selection process done by mother, father prints out the officially chosen best photo and gives it to you with a wink, you, you let your fingers graze over it with awe. Isao is clearly trying not to scold, but he can't smile, so he just has a very neutral kind of vexed expression on his face as if asking the world, why did this happen to me? You, on the other hand, gingerly press against his side, after facing the camera with a grin so big to take on half of your childish face. After a few minutes spent staring the silent at the picture, Mother puts a hand on your shoulder. Everything fine, sweetie? She asks, worried that if you don't like it, it does kind of look like it does kind of look like the hero would rather be anywhere else than there. And although she guesses that's probably his default expression, it can be a sudden insight for a kid. You don't even look at her eyes, at her eyes fixed on the photo. This is the most prized possession now, you whisper. I'll protect it with my life. Mother burst out laughing. oh, that is so amazing. Looking back on things, you can safely say by the age of 10 that you have improved on at least something, meaning Bakugo's impact on Izuku's life. It wasn't 100% clear how harsh Bakugo had been during their childhood, but it was very damn clear that he was harsh when they were both teens. Just because he discovered Izuku wanted to try to UA, that at least you have improved. Bakugo is by no means friends, nor yours anymore, but he mostly keeps to himself. and his gaggle of stupid goons you're forced to call them by their names now, and most shout some and at most shout some threats when you disagree. He never purposefully seeks Izuku out to mock him, never gets physically violent, although he continually uses his quirk to scare you, and you're seriously considering suing his ass. He never would instigate Izuku to kill himself this time around. If he does, you know which of the two is actually going to take a dive off the roof by the end of the day, and it's not going to be your friend. As a result, Izuku is more open and confident in his passion for heroes. He's still the usual Midoriya, fumble, stumble, and mad. He's still the usual Midoriya, fumble, stumble, and stammer, Izuku, with a side dish of a furious blushes and any kind of physical contact. But he doesn't look like he fears having his eardrums blast off any time he opens his mouth. He's also training a bit because, well, you're training a lot. Having an adult mind, you're not really interested in spending days watching cartoons and playing outside. Although you do like watching cartoons, who cares about the age? You. And you have more than enough sense of responsibility to choose a goal and then stick to it. Izuku, being an actual kid, would like it very much to play in the garden all day, but his determination is boundless and he doesn't give up. Sure, it's only physical training and it's not a lot. Most of the practicing you do involves your quirk, and Izuku wouldn't get anything useful of getting his shadow immobilized for an hour. He's still small and soft and frail, and quirkless, of course, but less than the first time around. You're happy about it. Sometimes you fear that other problems could arise from his increased self-esteem, but all in all, you doubt it. It's not like it's not like he magically forgot his quirkless. Although you keep telling him every time he needs to hear it that he will be a hero, it doesn't change the fact that everyone else in the whole society is telling him otherwise. For as much as you hope your support can make life easier for him, you're aware that it can change reality. In reality, he's quirkless, and quirkless people don't become heroes. He's not going to throw himself against a villain, nor trying to help random heroes to do their job because he thinks he can. He won't investigate crime in the slums of the city or challenge Bakugo in a fight. The only difference is that he's not going to suffer years of lonely bullying and thoughts of worthless plaguing in his mind. He's going to be happy. He deserves it. Sometimes you look back on the first time he asked you the fated question, can I be a hero too? And you remember the worries you felt. You may have done what you did with the best of intentions, but what if this was the wrong choice? Looking back on it though, you don't regret it at all. Athena! He calls, running down from his apartment complex flight of stairs. It's early morning, the birds are chirping and the sun is shining in his smile. I'm here. Can we go now? Sorry for making you wait. He rubs the back of his head, and you just gave him a joking punch on the shoulder. As if it's usually the other way around. He snorts, thinking back all the time he had to be led to your room by your exasperated parents in order to throw you out of bed. He never had the courage to force you to give up, always as politely, but you felt so bad for his fumbling attempts that you did so anyways. Yeah, you aren't really a morning person, he chuckles. You snort. That's an understatement. He smiles. He smiles again, so free, like you have never seen him in the anime before coming to UA. Never this confident, this happy to simply be walking with school with a friend. Still, thanks for waiting for me. I was just so caught up by writing about this new hero yesterday evening, and I stay up too late. You let him ramble, even though you know that the moment he realizes it, he's going to stop, blush, and apologize. You just want to observe the way his eyes lit up and deep concentration falls on his face like a tablecloth, to show all the little gears turning inside his curly head. You like seeing him like this. No shame, no embarrassment, no insecurity, all defense lowered and forgotten. You like knowing that he can be like this with you. You like knowing that maybe, if you weren't there, this wouldn't be possible. Ah! He exclaims, realizing he has been running off your ears off, and exactly as you predicted, he stops, blushes, and apologizes. Don't! You raise a hand, a smile on your lips. I like listening to you. Maybe you should have thought on your words a little more, or maybe you shouldn't have been looking straight into his eyes. Point is, he blushes so hard steam comes out of his ears. You really do? I do. Well then. And he continues. He tells you about a new hero he's analyzing the previous evening and how his quirk could help him in the hostage situation. And depending, no, what could help in a hostage situation, and that happened earlier that week. And then talks about the other heroes that would work really well with one because seriously, their quirks are so right for each other and how they cannot see it. And you listen to him, not just because it's interesting or smart, but because he's Izuku and that's just really everything there is to it. Can I be a hero? And once again, you realize that no, you don't regret your answer at all. I know you will. You will be the greatest. What you did, what you didn't say then, what what you didn't say then, but you finally know now, is that you're going to be right next for him in the ride. Wait, oh my gosh, I got an email. I have to. Oh no, mother, really, sir, our daughter is enamored by you. You wondering how to decrease your age difference? Oh, yeah, enamored. Okay, so like I said, I think I'm going to. Oh no, bad side. Oh no. Okay, so I'm going to read this as the last chapter. I'm going to switch channels and I'm going to go. So let's end this fair and square. Chapter 8, Troubles Shopping. Guys, I got my first fan art. This amazing drawing of Rain belongs to a annoying little sister, so showing the most love they way. Go to the drawing, guys. Original Chisaki's, I think, 27. I gave him 20 years with a US student. Here's his age down. Okay, Chisaki's age down. Read this for your safe. Your fingers shake. A drop of sweat rolls down your temple. Your heart is beating so hard you're scared he will be able to hear it. How the fuck did you end up in this situation? The day has started normal. You went to school with Izuku, passed the test with flying colors, butted heads with Bakugo, and spent the evening chatting with Inasa on the phone. Finally, both of you had your own. You still had your ear attached to the device when Mother asked you to please go buy some groceries for tonight's dinner. And you did, because you're a big girl now. You're 12. You can take care of yourself. Or so you fucking thought. Inas is still talking by the time you reach to the grocery store, but you simply lower the volume as not to disturb other clients. He's telling you about how his work is coming along and how he starts seeing the results of his physical training. He's starting to grow so tall and big. When one of his tails steals a giggle out of your lips, and you get distracted enough to let the product you're taking fall to the ground. It clatters. It's a bottle of sanitizer. You were here to buy food, but then you remember father complained about running out of cleaning products a few days ago, so you decided to be a good daughter and help with that too. It didn't break. You think. It's dirtier than that. You bend down to pick it up when a gloved hand beats you to it. Inasa's voice fade into the background as you raise your head to meet dazzling yellow eyes. Blood runs cold in your veins. Good choice, he muses, voice barely audible through the black face mask. There's no many of this brand still available. Are you going to take it? You realize he's holding it towards you, and you know you should take it back, but you absolutely don't want to get any close to his hands. He could take his clothes off in a second. You have no intention to die in a fucking grocery store. Um, accept it? Your mind screams. You're behaving super suspicious right now. You have to pretend not to know him. It's not that difficult. Yeah, you say. Your throat is dried. Thank you. You take it back, and the boy, he's young, so young, 16 maybe, gives you a small nod before turning the other way, searching for something else. Figures. Out of all the fucking places to meet Chisaki Kai, it had to be while shopping for cleaning products. For a second, the whole situation appears so grotesquely absurd that you have to bite back a laugh. A sort of strangled snore escaped your lips, and you quickly turn before he can meet your eyes. Fuck. How did your Canon magnet skills have to work like this? Couldn't you meet a young hot couldn't you meet a young hot Hawks instead of being stuck with villains? If you're not wrong, Hawks should be around 18 by now. That's the perfect moment to get his autograph before he becomes a super famous and surrounded by fans. Instead, you can always get the madman. What's next? Dabi? Toga? All for one? You just now realize that Ignacio is calling you insistently on the phone, and he sounds faintly worried. He must have ugh, he must have heard the exchange between you and a mysterious man. And although nothing bad was said, it was impossible for anyone who knew you to not notice the discomfort in your voice. I'm fine, you say, letting out a trembled breath. I'll call you back when I get home, all right? Are you sure, Tina-chan? Inasa asks. He's clearly more perceptive than most people give him credit for. You sound shaken. What happened? He gasped. Is there danger? A villain? Do you need my help? You can't help but think that he's actually right. No, no, you laugh nervously, a drop of sweat rolling down your skin. Nothing of the sort. I got taken my bag, that's all. I thought I saw someone I knew for a second. I should finish this though. My mom really needs the groceries. I'll call you back when I arrive home. You hear the doubt in his voice, and he replies. He doesn't believe you, and he's right. And with a hurry, bye, you end the call before he can keep protesting. One less thing to worry about. You just have to finish your shopping like a normal person, stay away from Shisaki, and forget this ever happened. Don't look suspicious, don't do anything, don't stare at him for God's sake. You can't help it. You feel like the moment you take your eyes off him, he's going to murder you. You know what he's capable of, both on the moral and physical level. You're not so bad yourself, but you doubt you are a match for, for Chisaki Kai. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Why is he even shopping in the first place? Shouldn't his subordinates do it? But he's barely 16. There's no way he's the boss already. Probably the previous Danko, whatever his name was, is still running the business. And Chisaki is just one promising subordinate. So if he got any obsession with hygiene, none else shares, he can still he can't make everyone wear face masks and has to buy the products himself. It makes sense. Really, it does. But it just makes you wonder if there's some way that you can live with the rest of your life without stepping foot into the grocery shop ever again. Fuck. He could kill you and bring you back to life and then kill you again. All in a second. You have to breathe. Breathe. You can go around hyperventilating in the aisle. Just do your shopping back. Just do your shopping and go back home. Do your shopping and go back home. Do your shopping and go. But unbeaten, your mind insists on mulling over the man. If he's 16, and it would make sense since you're 12, what are your current skills? His phobia of germs? His cruelty? Is he already willing to force his previous boss and his views as a father into a coma? Just to run the Shiizaki as he pleases? And is he already willing to? No. You try to stop, but it's too late. Your mind wanders to Eri. Eri with eyes too big and a body too small, easy to break, to bend, to cut, with a white dress and bandages always on her lips. Eri, who had to see the express so much death because of something she couldn't control. How old was she in the anime? You don't know. She could be anywhere from 6 to 10. You have to remember that it's an anime. People are usually younger than they look like. So maybe not 10. Maybe 8. If she's 6, then she's still safe, still happy. She's just 2 right now, with a father still alive and a mother who still loves her. But what if the anime says when she was 8 or 9? She would be 4 by now. Her quirk may be already manifested. She was already brought to the shade Hisaki. Hisaki already. You regret never looking up her age. It's not something you thought you could come in handy, but now you would really like to know, even if you just better to sleep at night. Is there a chance, always slim chance that the man in the aisle across from you will go back to home and torture a little girl? That while you leave the shop and forget this ever happened, going back to your normal, happy life, every is getting experimented on with no chance of escaping? Stop thinking about it, you idiot. It's not if it's a 12-year-old could handle anything. Do you want to die? No, you don't. And you have no doubt Shisaki will kill you if he ever caught with your knowledge. You have no doubt he will make a blood of rain in the pavement. You just finish your shopping, go back home, and forget this ever? But you can't. You have to know about Eri. Just now, nothing else. Just now, nothing else. The first time you watched the anime, you found Midoriya and Mira's determination to save Eri a bit excessive, considering they didn't know her at all. But now you perfectly understand. And it's so different when everything is real. Since she's a child, and you don't need to know her in order to want her to live happily, you're almost sure you're just overreacting, considering what the anime's children never talk like children. Eri is probably 5 or 6, which means she's safe now, with her parents growing up content. But if it isn't, so you don't know what you would do. You can save her. You can't do anything either. You guess you will have to wait to save her with Deku and Mirio. Or maybe you'll try to alert the police and watch with frustration as nothing happens. You know nothing would change. Is there no reason to believe for them to believe in you? You can save her. But when Chisaki leaves the shop, you follow him anyway. You put your bag of groceries down the pavement, hoping that nobody will steal while you're away. Disappear inside your shadow and tail him in the streets. Oh my god. He doesn't notice you. At least you hope so. You reassure yourself thinking that if he did, you would be dead already. And the streets become more and more unfamiliar. You begin you begin regretting your decision. Just what has gotten into you? Do you have a dead wish? You want to go home and hug mother and live like a normal kid. It doesn't matter you're not actually a kid. You feel like one. You feel like being one now. Instead, you're going to die. Again. Because you couldn't leave it alone. I doubt I got some plot armor since I'm not part of the plot. If I was a real character, at least someone would intervene to save me at the last moment. But I shouldn't even exist. Maybe this world actually wants to kill me. It feels if I'm not part of, and all of these meetings with deranged psychopaths are just its attempts to take me out on the game. Well, I can't say I'm making it much difficult for it to win. You stop. Three figures have just come out of the big ordinate door at the side of the street that you just now realize is the Hisaikai base. You're already here. How long did you walk? How are you? But you forget everything the moment your eyes fall on the tree. First, you see the woman, white hair and soft smile, gazing with adoration at the kid comfortably seated on the man's shoulder. The child is laughing. Her hair is short, and her crimson eyes are alight with kind of innocence that you'll know she'll lose soon, as she babbles incoherently to amuse the chuckle of her parents. She's happy. They're all happy. Nothing bad happened yet. She must be 2 or 3, which means she's what, 6 when she meets Deku? Fucking animate ages. For a moment, you think to warn them. It seems that recently is the let's throw logic out of the window day. First, you told yourself to ignore Chisaki and didn't listen to your own reason. Then you told yourself you wouldn't only check, ignoring the creeping question of what if she's already tortured and what are you going to do? You were lucky enough to find that Aries fine with her parents and now you ignore your own decisions once again. To warn them? As if they're going to believe you. A random kid appearing from the thin air telling them to be careful because their daughter will one day develop a powerful quirk and make her dad disappear. Would you believe that? Of course not. It's just a sure way to get killed by Chisaki, who, by the way, is still there. He regards the happy family with an impassive glance, then came to visit probably to let Eri meet her grandfather, nods with his head in salute and let them pass without denying them any grant of attention. He still stands in the middle of the road until they disappeared, and you don't know why, but once again you ignore the screaming warnings in your mind, and oh, how do you know you how you know you're going to regret it? And stop him instead of running away like the devil was in your heels as you should have done. There isn't an actual reason. It's just you follow him all the way here, discover what you came, and you have to admit it's a very sweet thing to see every happy for a change, although the awareness of what is come to makes it sour. And now you decide to stay a few more minutes to find out what a teenage version of Chisaki Kai could stop in the middle of the road. You're curious. Maybe he's waiting for someone. Maybe he's thinking very hard. Or maybe how long are you going to stand there for? Come out. Maybe he's waiting for his boss family to go away so they don't see him gruesomely murder the little girl who meddled where he shouldn't have. You should have remembered curiosity killed the cat. Oh my god. Oh no. The first second, you're petrified. You can't move. You can breathe. You can think. Your heart is beating so fast that you feel nauseous. You don't know what to do. Your mind whirls in panic frenzy but comes out absolutely empty. You are done for. You raise your head, staring the dead in the face. But he isn't looking at you. His golden eyes are skimming over the streets, taking everything at once. Realization downs on your mind like a wave of tidal and makes you stumble. He doesn't see you. He feels you. He senses your presence. But he doesn't see you. You're still hidden. Maybe, just maybe, you can run away. You take a step backwards, and apparently you're too loud because his eyes instantly shoot in the alley where you're hiding. You cover your mouth in a muffled and strangled gasp. You're terrified. I can hear you breathing, he says. I have for quite a while now. Come out. I won't hurt you. He's lying. You both know he is. He cannot hurt you, not when you know so much and when you've seen so much. Wait. You try to calm yourself, your frenetic heart. Wait, and think. You have to think. As far as Chisaki can guess, you don't know anything. You just follow him around, see him greet a random family, and stop in the middle of the street. That's not something worth killing you for. Killing would bring trouble. It would bring investigations the Danker will never approve, and he's the boss right now. You realize, heart fluttering with hope as frail as butterfly wings, that you can get out of this if you can just find a valid reason to which you follow him all the way, if you can just find an excuse that doesn't arouse suspicions. Maybe I found his wallet and wanted to return it. I'm perfectly willing to take out my own wallet and pretend to have found it in the streets, but no, it doesn't make sense. Why would I keep following him instead of approaching him back and give it? You idiot, you have to think. And you do. You think as hard as you can, but nothing comes to your mind. Then Chisaki says the absolute worst thing you can imagine saying in the situation. You're the girl from the grocery store, right? His voice makes you sigh, your insides twist in 100 different ways. You kept staring at me the whole time. You know me somehow, don't you? You know who I am. Now what I'm asking is, who are you instead? You choked a desert, a desperate sob. You have no way to answer. You don't know how to escape. You're going to die. Then, finally, your mind makes a click. Sometimes you are grateful to your friend. It works. It has good memory to keep information from your previous life. And it has some really nice ideas in a good ways. There are times you're not grateful at all because it was stupid, suicidal ideas. Ideas such as this one. Oh no. You stumble out of your shadow, rejecting the safety she brings you, to walk the trembling legs out of the alley. Your fingers are shaking so hard you can barely grip the pen and paper you're holding. No. You always take them with you. You never know your cannon magnet power will work right and makes you made a superhero. But you step forward. Don't, don't tell me she's crying. John Chisaki quirks his eyebrows, and it's difficult to read his expression with the mask on his face, but you can guess he's surprised you actually came out. You take a stage step, then another, and another, wobbly unsteadily on your own feet. You are scared, and so scared, but your voice is unexpectedly firm. When you bow, quick and smooth comfort, finding comfort in the gesture you've done a dozen times before, and please, sir, can I have your autograph? Chisaki stills. He blinks. The impressiveness in his face is smoothing out to leave space and genuine bewilderment. What did you say? Please, you repeat, face warmed for an entirely different kind of adrenaline. I'm sorry for bothering you, but I recognize you as a part of the Shei Hisaikai. I live nearby, so I know it's a very important mafia group. My parents say that you guys are so much better than heroes or villains that you would deserve to go back to the greatness of the past time. You take a breath. I'm very sorry if I bother you. I wanted to be sure it was really you, and I'm very shy. I would understand if you didn't. You sealed your mouth shut in the moment his hands entered your field of vision. Their glove, thanks God, and they take your pen and paper and disappeared. After a few seconds, when you finally found the courage to risk a glance of the paper, it thrust back in your face. You almost choke in your speed on your speed when you see greeting with an elegant calligraphy. Chisaki Kai. Shakesai Kai. You can't believe it. He actually did it. You're right, girl. he says with his raspy voice of his. We are better than any hero or villain out there. You can tell your parents they won't have to wait for long. We'll take our prestige back. Then he walks away, leaving you immobilized in the middle of the street, drenching in sweat as stiff as a board. You move mechanically, your legs barely aware of your body, your breathing is shallow, and you think you're about to have a panic attack. But you just keep walking, one leg after the other. Your mind can barely process what just happened. Based on the information you could get from the canon, on how the Yakuza groups were widely known around, what the Denka said about their honor, how proud Shisaki was to belong into it, you took a gamble on your very life, and won. You barely remember your past, you barely remember to pass by the grocery shop again, picking up your bag. When you arrive home, your parents are thankfully busy, and you leave the product of your little trip on the table before stepping foot inside your room. You close the door behind you, slide against it until you're sitting on the floor. Your phone is buzzing. Inasa, probably. You have a few missed calls from him. You'll reassure him later. But now you fear you could crack, so you turn it off. You take a breath, in and out. Next thing you know, you're crying and laughing and sobbing, slowly messy tears between your Weber wheeze. You did it. You are alive. Now you only have to stay away from that grocery shop for the rest of your damn life. Kronos understands something is wrong with the moment Chisaki steps foot inside the room. He looks uncharacteristically puzzled, mind disconnected from his body to ponder on things which can't be disclosed. It's not rare that overall thinking, plotting, planning, scheming, but it is rare that he comes back in such a mood from a simple shopping trip. Is something the matter, Kai? He asks. Chisaki turns his yellow side to his friend, if he ever has a friend in the first place. Yes, he replies. Something very particular happened. Peculiar happened. Kronos nods, waiting for him to go on. What was it? A rival gang, maybe? Someone insulted the Yakuza's honor and Chisaki got mad? Or he ran into some noisy heroes? I met a fan. Kronos blinks. What? A girl followed me here. Chisaki explains, with a certain disbelief that suggests he can't still believe what he's saying either. She tailed me all the way from the shop. I didn't understand. Maybe the daughter of a rival? But when I asked her to come out, she told me she was a fan. A fan. Kronos repeated, stunned. A fan. Kronos nods. The white-haired boy clears his throat, searching for the moment to comment. And, well, did she... did she say anything else? She asked for my autograph. Kronos blanches, dumbfounded. She asked for what? He's about to express his incredulity when another curiosity pops in his mind, and he asks before he can stop himself. Did you give it to her? Hisaki sends a side-eye glance, as if daring him to judge. I did. Kronos chokes on his spit. Oh my goodness. Boss, guys, what is this here about a girl being your fan? Ah, young love. You know, back in my day. Hisaki, Kronos, you fucking snitch. Oh my goodness. This was amazing. Okay, so I'm probably. No, we're going to meet him. I have to leave. Or maybe not. Or maybe. No, yes, I'm going to leave it here. So let's put. Oh, I just. Oh, I just did 9 chapters. Okay, it's 9 chapter. Okay, so let me just get this back here and the music on. There we go. So, anyways, thank you so much for watching this. I I hope you're enjoying this as much as I'm doing it because this is so amazing right now. And I'm hoping to do stream next week. I'm not sure if I'll be doing it for the next 2 weeks because it's a Christian celebration right now. Well, it will be. So I don't know if I'm going to be busy those days. I'm hoping not to be because I really want to read to keep reading this story. So with that said and done, I'll probably be no, I'm going to be leaving right now. Again, thank you for so much for being here with me. If you like this and want more of me reacting to this coping mechanism, as I call them, of My Hero Academia, be sure to subscribe. No, make sure to subscribe you and activate the notifications because, as I told you, I don't know where I'm going to do a stream right now. And probably I'll be uploading the second chapter of my series if I was there. And I think that's all the announce I'm needing. Again, link in the stories are already in the link of the description of this of each stream. So yep, that's all for me. I don't have I haven't drunk water. I don't know how to talk right now, so I'm leaving. Again, we will see each other next time. Bye.